All right, let's move on to multi-platforming and Wombat's Destiny Dynamo news and stuff. I'm retired from Overwatch, I think. At least until the Halloween stuff comes out, which is like 5 more days, I think. So Battle Royale mode came out on Fortnite.
Yeah, I thought you didn't like it, but I guess 7 million other people said, who cares what you think, GP?
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said it has a different feel than PUBG. That's what I said.
Oh.
And that's 7
You
million
said
people
it was terrible.
7 million people have played Fortnite, not just the Battle Royale mode. Not bad
Still
at
not
all.
bad.
I mean, and also keep in mind, the Battle Royale mode is completely free. That's just you can just download that mode for free separately. So,
Oh, I didn't know that. I guess I should download that mode.
yeah, it's not. So it's I mean, and also it helped. It probably didn't hurt that PUBG put out a press release advertising the game for them. That probably was added a few people to the playlist.
Right.
At Brayhole writes in and says, Fortnite did take everything from PUBG and put it in their game. Great business move, but it feels like a low-down thing to do, LOL.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't make up the genre, and it's fair game, basically.
The fact of the matter is that it's not a very high concept idea.
Right.
Once it's out there.
Right.
Okay, so we got a whole bunch of people, and the last one to survive wins.
That's basically it. And you start with nothing. That's the concept.
Right. It's
I can see
going to be pretty easy to copy that idea.
I think it's
There's
really
not a whole
more
lot
about
there.
how PUBG just isn't on consoles yet is the problem.
yes.
That's the problem here. If they were so concerned, they should step up their timeline, which I know is easier said than done. I'm just a guy sitting in my house, but still.
No, I mean, first of all, Microsoft, has to be heavily, heavily incented to get this shit looking as hot as possible and out as soon as possible. Because when you think about it, the One X is coming out in November. It doesn't really have that much in ways of exclusivity. You got Forza, but that's on PC also. But I guess we still count that as a console exclusive, of course. And what else? You got PUBG. From what I saw at E3, it didn't, and they had it running. I'm pretty sure it was running on the One X at that event we went to, Ship. It didn't look good. Like it did not. I mean, I play on my PC. I think that it's not like one of the best looking games out there by any stretch, but at 1440p with all the settings turned up, it's certainly good. It looks good. It did not look good on the One X.
It doesn't have a remarkable art style at all.
Correct. It has a realistic. It's supposed to be realistic, and that's the main difference between. Well, one of the main differences between the for Fortnite version and this one.
Right.
Totally different looks.
To me, like it's a fun game. Certainly the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, but the art, like there's nothing there that's not easily like made better.
Correct.
Or like you can copy it and make it better really easily.
Yes.
It looks like
Yes.
like if you have money,
Yep.
not like we can't go and do it,
Right.
but like if Destiny decided, oh,
Or
okay,
how about if they put it in, and I know that you're going to talk about this because you're playing the beta. Like, what if they added that kind of a mode to Battlefront?
Yeah.
Battlefront 2. Star Wars PUBG.
Yeah. You're like all bounty hunters or something. You're right, Chip. There's nothing that about its looks or art style that could not be improved upon. I think that for this game and coming out on the One X, you want it to look as realistic as possible. And it just looked like big and chunky when I saw it. It did not look. And if Microsoft is smart, this is going to be like the big push for the One X, and you just make that shit look as good as possible. Get those top Microsoft men over to I don't know where this game is made out of, but
PUBG's house.
That is. You get those guys over there, top men.
Mm-hmm.
Hasid Alex writes in and says the survival genre burned itself out in 1 to 2 years. Do you see a similar time frame for Battle Royale? What's the survival genre?
I don't know. So I'll say sure.
Like
Conan
No,
and
that
Ark.
one game that you made me buy that I never played.
which one? Oh, like
game?
Rust, you mean? Like Rust and
Rust.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I honestly, I'm sure. I mean, like as like a standalone game that's all it does. It probably will. It probably has a shelf life. I mean, most things do. Remember, like when the hot thing was, like the unbalanced multiplayer, 4 versus 1, like Evolve we just spoke about.
No.
Right.
No.
That was never the hot thing.
That had like a negative 2
Right.
month shelf time.
But that.
However long it was from E3 to when that.
But people were
launched.
talking about developing games like that. I bet you there were a lot of games in development that had those modes that maybe never.
Although
came out.
that Friday the 13th game seems to be doing pretty well. So
Sure. Yeah.
I guess there's exceptions
Sure.
to every rule.
Sure.
Yeah. This one just seems like it's just gonna be in there with capture the flag and deathmatch.
Right.
Yeah, which is fine.
Right. It's a great idea. That you can't really trademark
No.
or patent.
And they.
Are you still
Yes.
playing
They
Destiny?
one last thing. They just happened to be the first person to spin it off as like a standalone thing and make it
They did it very
and do
well.
it, and do it very well and make it accessible for
Right.
everybody and make it entertaining to watch on Twitch.